Hi, it's Vicky, the happy budgeting mom. How are you? Happy 2026. Happy I'm trying to get back. I know I've been away for quite some time. If you were following me before, you may recall that I was being laid off. I am still unemployed as of today, and today is January 6th. I have been working on a lot of stuff, though. Obviously, applying for jobs, which are not panning out. It's like nobody wants to hire right now, and if they do, they're barely paying like entry-level wages. And if I accept a position paying those, I will lose everything, like my house, my car, the whole bit. So I need to make a certain amount of money, but I've been trying to apply for unemployment. I have not received anything yet. I'm still pending acceptance. Hopefully that will kick in here very shortly. And I've been doing Spark driving, and that's, delivering things for Walmart. And yeah, so that's what's been happening with me. I did have a new grandchild during my absence. I had a little girl. Her name is Elodie. Super adorable. Oh my goodness. She's my fifth grandchild, my third granddaughter. But anyway, you're all caught up. I am going to build my 2026 financial planner, and more than likely this is going to be a two-part video because some of my dashboards would not print today, and I also need to work on a couple of inserts, which I'm going to need your help with. So how exciting is that? But without further ado, let's just jump into this. I've been working on doing some dashboards and some different inserts and things today. And I'm like, why don't I film this? And so that's why my desk is kind of messy, because I really didn't plan on doing this, but why not, right? Because you guys might find it very helpful. And if you're like me and you're behind on the times, you're still working on your planner. But the thing with planners, especially for me, I will build it. And then after I start using it, I'm like, ooh, this isn't working, or I want to add this, or I need to change this. So honestly, my planners are always a work in progress until November, December, when it's time to start the new year anyway. Oh my goodness. How has everybody been? I hope that you have been well. I have been trying to watch people's videos. Honestly, though, without me having income, and I am so stressed about how I'm going to be paying things, it's very hard for me to watch people have money. And I know that that's a me problem. But yeah, so I have been a little bit absent, but I've also been watching some. So hopefully, though, this month is going to change things, and I am going to find employment and things are going to get back on track. I have taken courses in real estate so I can get my real estate license. I'm testing for that this week, actually. And so fingers crossed, a whole bunch of prayers, please, that I pass that course and I can start also selling homes. And yeah, so I am going to be using my pink Moterm cover. This is the same one that I used last year. I absolutely love it. And so this year, again, we are hopping right back into it. I do have it set up for a happy planner. It's just the normal size, the 7 by 9.5. Oh, they call it classic. Classic. That's what I'm going to be using here. And I have my same discs from last year because this is the color that I have that most matches this cover that also fit, because I do have larger discs, but if I put them in here, then it doesn't close right, and yeah, it gets all wonky. So I did purchase from Cloth and Paper the HP Classic. I did the 2026 dated monthly with a Sunday start. I did purchase this off of Amazon, and with that you get free shipping, because if you order from them directly, it's like $9.99, and that's almost the same cost as the inserts. So I'm like, I can't afford that. So thank goodness that they have moved where you can purchase from Amazon. Oh, blessing. All right, so this is just that cover sheet, which is complete trash. Oh, I'm going to give you the UPC code here in the event that you like these inserts. These are the same ones that I used last year. Absolutely fell in love with them. Perfect for the way that I'm going to be budgeting and planning. Well, the way that I think I'm going to. Let me just say that, because without having an income and knowing where the income is going to be coming from, I'm just basing this off of last year, and things may need to be jazzed up a little bit once I know where money is coming from. All right, so we have the 2026. It has the yearly planner, the dated monthly, Sunday start, and this page I don't need, so I will just put it in my scrap paper. And then the planner belongs to page with notes. I don't think that I really need this because I already know the planner belongs to me. This particular planner, since it is finances only, will not be leaving my home. If it does, I only take it with me to my daughter's house when I house sit, and that's because I'm either going to be planning in it or filming. Other than that, it's not going anywhere. So I don't think that I need this, but I'm going to set it aside in the event that I decide, oh yeah, it'd be cute to have it, or if I need it in another planner. I have the Year at a Glance, which I absolutely love this sheet. I do want to have one of these for my 5-ring planner that I use for my normal day-to-day planning. So I am going to make a copy of this and see if I can hole punch it for that without this really making a difference. If not, then I'm going to have to get one of these someplace, because this is perfect. What I use this for is I mark birthdays, and I used to also mark my paydays on here, but like I said, I don't have any paydays right now. So right for planning now, this is going to be to mark my birthdays for my kids, my grandkids, my mom. We have holidays, which I appreciate this. So I know basically when the banks are going to be closed, if they're going to be hot days for Spark deliveries, because if they're hot days, generally you get more in tips. And just, if I may get a day off, depending on where I start working. And I'm just going to show you January's because every month is the same as that. But with these, it has the month, the year, and you have 8 boxes up at the top where you can write any kind of goals that you might have for the month. You have a section for important dates, your priorities for the month, any kind of bills due, and it has the date, category, the amount, and check mark, so if once you've made that payment, and then there's another checklist here. With the bills due, In this section, I did not put every bill that I had due for that month because that was on my monthly spread. This would be bills that are not typically due every month, such as property taxes. You just pay that, well, here in Arizona, you pay it twice a year. So you would have that for, I believe it's May and October is when they're due. Or if you have your car registration, you pay that one time a year. So that's what I used these bills due for, are just like those one-offs. And then you open it and you get your calendar overview. You have an area for notes. You get to see the month prior and the month coming up. And what I like about this is why it worked so perfect for me is because I could lay out whatever bill was due on the date that it's due. I like to use either a Tombow to highlight the 2 weeks that the paycheck covered, so I know which paychecks are going to cover which bills, so I could budget appropriately. And yeah, I just really liked this because I could just list when it's due, when I paid it, just put a little check mark there. It worked perfectly for me. And then I believe that there's a notes. Yes. Then there's a notes after that you can use, to, I guess, jot down anything that you needed to jot down for that month. What kind of savings challenges you may have been working on, what worked for you for savings, what didn't, maybe steps that you can take to reach your monthly goals if you missed out on those. I used this to track my sinking funds, and because I didn't have a whole lot, so I just used this to track those each month. This year I don't know what I'm going to use this for, so that's going to be like a work in progress of what am I going to do. But I love these inserts. This is what I'm going to be using. And then I have my tabs. These are ones that I used last year. I did take off the stickers that I used last year because my categories are going to be changing a little bit, and I also wanted to put them in a different order. So I have there's 6 side, and I have 4 top, but I may use those upside down this way because when I'm looking at my planner, I'll see what's down here easier than if it was up here at the top. So I am going to go ahead and start building with this. I have one of my tabs, which is going to be for my yearly. I have a monthly. I want to have, I think in the 3rd tab, I want to put in these because I'm going to be dividing up. I need to put them in a different order though if I'm going to be doing that. So we have 1, 2, 3. Did I just do that wrong? No, I think I did it right. Okay. So then I have that, and then I'm going to be having social challenges and then notes. All right. And inside my calendar, I got a really thick piece of cardboard that I am going to use for the backing of this, since I'm like kind of building my own planner, and it should slip in easily to stay where it needs to stay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to cut a little bit of it off. All right, so let me do that and I will be right back. Okay, so I cut that down so it should slip in here very easily, which it does. And I already hole punched it. So we are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and put my discs on. And, you know, ideally, I would like to have some solid white ones of this size, but I haven't been able to find any. A long while ago, I did see some over at Office Depot, but I haven't seen any there for some time, so I don't know if they just don't sell them anymore or what's happening. Okay, so I'm missing two. There's one. And this is what happens when you have a messy desk. Everything is everywhere. Okay. So I want to put these in so I have some stability. And I did purchase these off of Amazon. And I purchased those at the end of 2024. But I'm certain they still have them. If you are interested in a link, comment below and let me know. And I will add that link to the comment box so you can find them easily. Okay. And like I said, this is the Happy Planner Classic size. I don't have a lot of dashboards because for whatever reason, my printer wouldn't print them today. And instead of just fighting it and getting aggravated, I'm like, you know what? It's no big deal. I don't need them today. I can print them some other time. And I just shut off my computer, shut off my printer, and called it a day. Because there's no reason to get mad over that, because I was feeling my blood boil already. And I'm just like, there's no reason. It's just a picture. So, okay. All right. So we are all set with that. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and slide this in. And I want it about there so that these tabs remain in the planner. Okay. So my very first tab is kind of like the introduction of 2026. So I did make some little, I guess they're not really dashboards because they're vellum, but you know, just like little cute sayings here. Okay. The very first one that I want to use is Hello 2026. And so I am going to go ahead and put that behind the protector, because if I don't, then it's going to get all torn up and it's not going to be pretty. Okay, and then I am going to recycle my hummingbird dashboard because there's nothing wrong with it. It still works just fine. And my logo for my channel is a hummingbird. Hummingbirds are my favorite bird. And because the other pictures didn't print. So, okay. So we have that. And this is where my yearly is going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and put my year at a glance, as well as my holidays and observances. Perfect. And I am going to leave the rest of this empty for the time being, with the possibility of adding something to this area. The next one is going to be my monthlies. And my monthlies, let's see, I have this year, I will. Oh no, and it got smeared. Ugh. Your future self says thanks. I'm gonna use that for like my savings challenges. hustle, 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 and trust this is God's plan. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this one because everything that is going on right now, it has to be his plan. And so getting a job or multiple jobs, being able to make money, save money, pay my bills, everything is going to be based on God's plan for me. So I think that this one is going to be what I'm going to use for this area. And I do believe that I am going to use this photo, which is also recycled from last year. This was a picture that I took of a hike that at Catalina State Park, and I absolutely love it. And I just think that that's going to look nice. Yeah, I think that that's pretty. It, you know, has a little canyon, and when it rains, there's water in there, and then there's some waterfalls, little tiny ones, back over on this side, and then also this way. So it's a great little hike. I absolutely love it. Okay, so this is my monthlies. So that is where my cloth and paper inserts are going to go. And I am putting in the entire year. And it's not like my planner is going to be thick anyway, because the majority of everything that I plan is in my everyday planner. This is only going to be finances. Okay, and then next is going to be kind of like my goals and my incomes, I guess, kind of like tracking. So I'm going to put hustle, hustle, hustle here. And this is going to have a breakdown of like my budget of what is it that I absolutely positively have to make just to make ends meet. I do have a budget here, but it needs to be smaller so it will fit. So so I'm going to be working on that. And I did make some of my 3rd and 4th months ahead. These had to go to the wayside though, because I had to use my 1st month and my 2nd month ahead, just because I haven't been working. It's a sorry state of affairs, but thank God I had that. Okay, so here's going to be where my goals are going to be, and kind of like my activity and so forth. The first one is going to be for Etsy, because I am going to be making items for my Etsy store, trying to sell some of those just, you know, for income, because like I said, I don't have any right now, and that needs to change. So this is going to be Etsy stuff. This one here is going to be my Spark driving, and I do have an Excel spreadsheet for that as well that I'm going to have to somehow, I'm going to keep track of it on the computer, because it's an Excel spreadsheet and you just plug in the numbers so it can tell me how much money I'm making per hour, how much I need to save for taxes, wear and tear on the car, how much I used for mileage, the whole bit. So after I'm done each month, then I can just print it for the month, so I have a tally and I know what kind of income I've made, what I can use for tax write-offs, and, you know, all of that fun stuff. So this is going to be Spark. This is going to be, let me see, I have, a section for real estate, because like I had mentioned at the beginning of the video, I'm getting my real estate license. I'm going to be hopefully a top producer here in in Arizona. But I also want to be able to keep track of any income I get from that, also for taxes and any of my expenses, because I'll be able to write off car washes, my mileage, um, any kind of continuing education, realtor fees, open houses, what have you. So that's going to be for this one. And then the last one is going to be for when I get a for real job. And then anything that I need to track for that. So that's going to be my hustle section. It's blank right now because, like I said, nothing is happening. Okay. Then I'm going to have a section for my challenges. And here's where I'm going to need your help because I don't have any challenges picked out yet for 2026. What I think I want to do, though, is look at my budget and my goals and see what I absolutely need to be saving for, such as Christmas. We already know that you need to save for Christmas. So I'm going to need like a Christmas challenge. So that would be in here. I know that I need to have money for my realty fees for next year, and they're expensive. They're ugh, like starting for this year, it's going to be close to $2,000. I imagine it's going to be the same for next year. So I need to save money for those. I host Thanksgiving. I kind of don't want to this year, but I think I'm still going to be tortured with that. Tortured in a good way, I guess. But so I need to save for that. My car registration, which is in November. So those kinds of larger items, savings challenges, that's what I want to put in here. I also have my birthdays, and I have a spreadsheet for that somewhere. Oh, here they are. My 2026 birthdays, I have those. I have not been able to save anything for any birthdays except the first one, which is Malachi's, and his birthday is the 11th of this month. Everybody else I'm behind on, but it's going to get there. So I do want to track the birthdays. So I'm going to put that in with my savings challenges. And then if you guys could give me any kind of ideas of savings challenges, like that will be long term and that aren't super expensive, from the get-go, where it's like, oh, save $100 this week. I need more of like save $5 to $10 kind of each time, because little amounts eventually will add up to big amounts. So that's kind of like what I'm aiming for here. I do also, once I get back on track and get kind of caught up and everything, start saving again for my 1 month ahead, 2nd month ahead, 3rd and 4th. Because like I said, I've had to use that, but oh, thank God that it was available. Those are from last time. I'm trying to clean up as I go along as well. Okay, the next tab is going to be for social media. And that's going to just be me tracking what I'm doing here on YouTube, because I do want to get back with filming, sharing my savings goals and challenges and job loss, and getting back into things with you guys, getting my channel monetized. This is the year that that's going to happen. So this year I will get my channel monetized this year. And and just stick with it. But it's kind of hard to do a budgeting channel when you have no money to budget. And so that's what's going to be here. And I do have, let me move this because this is what I'm going to use to put the tabs on. I have these that I purchased a million years ago from Hobby Lobby, and I thought that I would do it, use these, like either for cleaning or a menu plan or something. It didn't happen. So I'm going to try these out for making my ideas of what I'm going to do for this channel. I could list whatever topic it is going to be, what we're going to talk about, things that I need to do to either prep for that video, or if there's links that I need to add, that sort of thing, and then just any kind of notes. So I have a big stack of these. And Hobby Lobby had these for the whole package. It was like for $2.50. And I'm like, I should get them. And now it's been a long time, but now I'm using them finally. So those are going to go here. So that's social. And then the very back is just going to be for notes or miscellaneous. But I think notes is going to be good. And I thought I had some note paper. I thought I did. Oh, and I have some of these too, which I think are so pretty, but I only have a couple of these. But yeah, this is for notes, and I don't have note paper, which is so bizarre because I always have note paper. So I can add that later. But at any rate, that is the start of what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to make the little tabs here. I'm going to use my label maker for that. And for the front, which I haven't decided yet how I want to decorate everything, but these are kind of like the colors that I'm going for this year, which is Tea Room, Cupcake Pink, and Growing Season. And I think Growing Season is so appropriate for me and this season in my life, since I am starting all brand new, basically. Starting a new career in real estate, starting a new job whenever I find something, no idea what it's going to be, starting from scratch with savings because I literally have nothing. And yeah, so I think that that's going to be fun. I love pink and I love cupcakes and I like tea, and this pink is just so pretty. So anyway, so these are the colors that I'm going to pick, and I thought that I could just cut off these colors and then, just use these for like a background shade inside the pockets. I was thinking about that, so we'll see. And then, I'm just going to try to find some decor. So if you have any ideas of something that's going to be fun and exciting and that will, cheer me on as I open up my planner, whatever I could put here, I would surely appreciate the recommendations, because I do want to make sure that I'm opening this up often, that I'm tracking all of my expenses, any kind of income that I'm getting, yeah, and that sort of thing. So that's where I'm going to be leaving this as of today. And when I am back for the second follow-up video, I'm hopeful to have more dashboards, the missing inserts, decor here, and anything else that you think that might be handy for me for 2026. I do have some inserts that I made that I was going to use, but look at how thick this is. And I don't even know if this is something that I want to use, but I might pick some pieces out and not. This goal sheet is from Infinite Lotus, and I don't know if I need to have this so much, for my monthlies, but maybe this more for goals for like savings challenges, or I don't, I'm not really sure. That's why I'm not using it, because I'm not sure what I want to do with this yet. And then there was a tiny little calendar, which was from May Paper Co. So see, I just kind of like took bits and pieces from different stationery shops and put them all together. But this one here, I think that this is from, yeah, this is from Infinite Lotus. It has a monthly budget where you can put your income, your debts, your savings, and then your expenses. I may end up using these, but I'm not sure yet. And then there's a savings tracker, and then a paycheck budget, weekly expenses, and sinking funds. And yeah, I just don't know if I want to use all of this, because that just seems like a lot of writing, a lot of paper, and a lot of, I don't know. It just seems like a whole lot when this other one worked so perfect for me last year. But I already have it printed. We'll see what happens. But so far, I think that this is what I want to use, what I want, because look, it's like the perfect size. Let me put that out a little bit. Okay. It just seems right, right? But okay. I'm going to end it there. I do need to go pick up my grandson from school, so I've run out of time. But I hope that this little first in a series was helpful. It gave you some ideas, and that you're going to also be able to give me some ideas as to how else I should set this up and what I should be using for my savings challenges. So thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I will catch you in my next video. And until then, happy budgeting and take care.